In this series, I'm gonna go from rank 0 to 100, but for every gun that I unlock, I have to use that for the entire rank. As the series progresses, it's gonna become harder and harder to level up, and some ranks have incredibly hard guns that I will have to use for a painful amount of time. So this is episode 1 of rank 0 to 100, starting at rank... And before everyone starts asking, yes, I asked God Status if I could recreate this series in my own fashion. Unlike his series though, I'm not gonna reset my account because I still want to use my main account to make videos, and I feel like it having vote kick immunity and infinite credits makes it a little bit unfair and it gets me targeted a lot. Instead, I'm gonna use a secret account that I will reveal at the end of the series. So I'm gonna play with streamer mode on and vote kick pop-ups off, so I won't even know when I get vote kicked. So starting at rank 0, we have 7 weapons we have to get a kill with. Though I decided that getting a knife and a frag kill would be fun too, but those aren't weapons I'm required to use later on. Rank 0 was honestly harder than I thought it would be, simply because I challenged myself into also getting a kill with the frag grenade and the knife. But getting kills with the main weapons, the intervention, the AK-12 and whatever, wasn't really that hard, but it took a few attempts to get the knife kill, and the frag wasn't even that hard either. But eventually I got a kill on each of the weapons that I wanted to get a kill on, and I finished rank 0 by claiming a tag. And at rank 1 I unlocked the KSG, and due to the fact that you can't really get any attachments during these early ranks, the KSG is one of the better weapons you can actually unlock because you don't really need any attachments for the KSG. Since it's a shotgun, you can just run around, shoot and kill people instantly. There's not much to be said about it, honestly. But after some KSG mayhem, I ranked up to level 2 and got the M14 and Mark II frag grenade. The Mark II frag grenade isn't really noteworthy. I got like 1 or 2 kills with it. I'm not required really to use nades here in this challenge. But the M14 was surprisingly good, honestly, even without attachments. Every time I used the M14 with an actual setup, I feel like the recoil is a little bit too much for me. But when I was running around on Bazaar with this, it actually went extremely well for some reason. Probably because Bazaar is a CQC map, but overall I really liked it. After the M14, I ranked up to level 3 and got the Mark 11. And honestly, the Mark 11 isn't really like it used to be due to the fact that it got this new recoil, but overall it's still gonna work at pretty much every range even without the setup. Sure, it doesn't have that same insta recovery recoil that it had before, but you're still gonna be able to snipe people across the map with ease, especially when you're laying down. So the Mark 11 was not a struggle at all. But at rank 4 I actually started struggling because I unlocked the MP412 Rex, and for some reason I could just never do good with this. I couldn't really get any sort of multis, and the MP412 Rex is actually a good secondary, but I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the iron sights, or maybe it was because I didn't have cowboy barrel or like speed loader. I don't know what it was, but I could not use this well for the 5000 XP that I had to use this for. But eventually I cleared it out and got to level 5, where I unlocked the UMP45, which was honestly a relief for me because the Rex was just horrible. The UMP45 is actually quite interesting because it sort of works like an AR SMG. Due to its low fire rate and high damage and low recoil, it works more like an AR than an SMG. Also, it's extremely high penetration, but safe to say I had a blast with this gun because I got a lot of multis, and I really liked using it to level 6, where I got the G36K. And the G36K was honestly surprisingly good without a setup. The iron sights were extremely clean, it had low recoil, and its free kill range is absolutely phenomenal, so I just had a great time using this overall to get to rank 7, where I unlocked the G46C. And at the start I did not really do good with the G46C. I think it was because of the iron sight. I really did not like them, but eventually I got to Z point where everything turned around and I got multi-kills upon multi-kills upon multi-kills. It just works extremely well once you actually have a sight on it. I don't know why I just couldn't use it without the sight, but it is what it is. But after using the G46 for a while, I got to level 8 where I unlocked the M1911, which is the second pistol this far. And honestly, this was a way better experience than using the Rex. I could actually do incredibly good with this, due to the fact that it still has extremely low recoil and can still 2-tap torso. It absolutely decimates in close quarters. So it was honestly really fun using it, and I kind of just forgot how good the M1911 was, honestly. And it's kind of nice to be using these old guns again because I just use whatever's good nowadays, you know? But after the M1911, I ranked up to level 9 where I got the MP7, and I think I went 50-3 on Desert Storm with this thing. I don't know why I decided to play Desert Storm with the MP7, but it went so well. It was so nice using this gun. The recoil is not that good without a setup, but it has insane penetration and insanely high fire rate, so it's just gonna work. It's just gonna work, you know? But after going like 50-3 on Desert, I ranked up to level 10, where I got the A94. And here is where the XP actually starts to stack up, because at these ranks I actually needed like half the game or a full game to actually level up, depending on the gun that is. But the A94 as a stock gun, even though it has incredibly ugly irons, it works extremely well. And I genuinely think the A94 might be one of the best stock assault rifles because you just don't really need anything on it. If anything, you can actually just put on a sight and it works extremely well. And not to mention its 1800 RPM hyperburst, which makes it extremely potent in CQC if you actually hit that double burst. And it's just safe to say that I just had a good time using this. There was no real issue using it. I didn't die over and over and over again. It was just fun using this until level 11, where I got the Remington 870. And for some reason, I don't know what it was, but I actually like did really bad in the start. Oh wait, no, it's not because of some reason. The server I joined had M60s, HK21s, M60s, HK21s, Stevens, Saigas, you know the bunch, stuff like that. And I don't know why I decided to stay in the server, but I sort of saved the game in the end and I started doing good at the end, but it was hell at the start. You don't really need any attachments for shotguns most of the time, and that goes for the KSG and R870. But overall, it went fine at the end. But one thing with this gun that I really didn't like is that it has this new recoil that really punches you in the face. Sure, it looks cool and like realistic and whatever, but it's genuinely annoying to use sometimes, and it kind of hurts my head because it's so violent, you know? But eventually I got to level 12 where I unlocked the Remington 700, and I gotta be real, it took some time. Alright, I did pretty good on Desert at first, but then I decided to switch to Ravad for some reason, and that didn't go very well. But I think I leveled up on Ravad. But the thing with the Remington 700 is that the iron sights are so bad, so you're pretty much forced to use a scope until you get like the Z point if you're daring enough to use that. And I actually equipped the Z point because using a scope without straight pull makes you not able to aim while you're bolting. But if you use a normal sight like the Z point or its iron sight, you can actually aim while bolting, and that's why I decided to switch to Z point in the end. But after some time I leveled up to level 13, where I got the SKS and the M17, which is a pistol. And honestly, this was such a relief after using the R700 because I just did not have a good time at the end using the R700. But the SKS overall, I'm not really good with it. It works really well sometimes, but for some reason I overclick a lot. So I have a lot of moments where I just start jittering or like stuttering with my fire rate, which makes me miss shots, and then they start shooting at me and I die. So the SKS is very hit or miss for me. But overall, its free hit kill range and low recoil and can pick up ammo from ARs makes it extremely potent overall. I just think you need some attachments for this to work even better. And for the M17, it was actually a breath of fresh air to have a pistol like this, because then I wasn't forced to use the SKS all the time. If I were in tough situations where I would need to switch to a secondary that could shoot faster than the SKS, I always had the M17 by my side, which made stuff way easier in my opinion. And at level 14, I unlocked the M4. The M4 has had a long history of being like buffed and nerfed and whatever, and a while back it was genuinely maybe the best gun in the game, but right now it's just sorta okay, I guess. Like, it's just a worse M16A4 in my honest opinion. Like, sure, it got buffed to have 20 minimum damage so you can 5-hit kill at range, and sometimes that's noticeable, but you gotta remember that it's a 3-round burst and you gotta shoot 2 bursts to kill someone at range. And that's 6 bullets anyway, so it's not like it really matters that much. But it still has 950 RPM and it's still extremely fast. And it can still 2-tap head and it reloads pretty fast and can pick up ammo from ARs. And overall, it wasn't that bad using it. And once I got the Z point for it, it was even easier. And I actually kind of enjoyed it. But it's obviously a shell of its former self. But overall, it's okay, you know, it works. But now we get up to level 15, where I genuinely needed a round or more to level up from now. And at level 15 we got the AS Val, and oh my god, I think this might be better than the A94 as a stock weapon. You just can't go wrong with it. With its free hit kill range and laser beam recoil and fast reload, though it only has 20 bullets, it's just gonna work in your favor. This gun was amazing to use. But at rank 16 we got the Scar L, and oh my god, these are the worst iron sights I have ever experienced in my entire life. Alright, I cannot stress this enough of how much of a bad experience the first 10 kills were with the Scar L. I don't know why. The Scar L has 2.8 magnification with its iron sights. 2.8! And they nerfed all the snipers' iron sights to have like 1.5, and the Scar L is sitting here with 2.8? Like, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but 2.8 is way too much for this ugly iron sight that the Scar L has. Genuinely unusable. I'm sorry, I know I'm talking a lot about the iron sights, but once I got to Z point, it's over. I got so many kills so fast, and it just wasn't really fair. This is another one of those weapons where you don't really need attachments, but you do need a sight on the Scar L. It's so bad otherwise. I know I'm saying it a lot, but oh my god, the Scar L iron sights are so bad. But I got enough XP in around 1 match with the Scar L once I actually got the Z point, so that was extremely easy overall. At rank 17 we got the Glock 18C, and at first I had the worst time of my life with this thing, and that's because I played containers, you know. I was thinking in my head how I would narrate this part of the video, like the Glock 18, like, oh my god, this gun sucks, this gun has such bad reload, this gun has so much recoil, your ammo gets depleted instantly, it's just like, I hate this gun. But once I actually switched maps to something like Bazaar, it became way easier, and I realized the problem was that containers is just an awful map, like absolutely trash. The containers works if you use shotguns. I thought the Glock 18 would work on containers because it shoots so fast, but it doesn't reload fast enough, so you're just gonna get outgunned every other corner because you're reloading. But eventually I got to rank 18 where I unlocked the DEAGLE L5, which is my 5th secondary so far. And honestly, the DEAGLE L5, I've never really liked this pistol. I've always kind of brushed it off as being kind of mid, but I think I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back officially in this video. Alright, I gotta be real. When using this gun for 19,000 XP, it just worked. It just worked. It has very good recoil for some reason, so you can actually spam it in CQC. It has such good handling and ADS and move speed, and it has pretty solid 1-kill headshot. Like, overall, it's extremely good, and I can't believe I slept on it for all these years, and I had a really good time using this gun. I don't know, I think I might use this more in videos and stuff like that, but the DEAGLE L5, I definitely recommend it. I really like it. And the last gun that I'm gonna use, but not the last gun that I unlocked in this video, is at rank 19, where I got the M60. Yeah, the M60. Alright, you know what I decided to do when I equipped this weapon? I put my radar on max scaling, and I just decided to wall bang every corner. I kid you not, I got to rank 20 using the M60 in 1 round because of this. It is so good. The M-Slide nerf did nothing. You just need to equip bare fists and run around. You don't even need attachments for this thing. It was actually like, it was unfair. It was unfair what I was doing, and I genuinely feel bad for the enemy team in that server. And I can't believe I actually made my radar max scale. I feel disgusting. I feel vile. I can't believe I've done that. But eventually, I reached rank 20, where I unlocked the AUG-1, which I'm not gonna use in this video. I'm gonna wrap up the first episode of going from rank 0 to 100 in Phantom Forces.